Greetings, greetings, greetings. What's going on? What's going on? YouTube, what's going on? Facebook, what the deal is? Want to extend a little love to my TikTok crew. They're not here with us right now because they actually banned me on TikTok. I just got on TikTok. They already banned me on since until February 6th. I guess I'm dropping too much. But that's how I am. I can't help myself. So it's okay though. It's all right. February 6th, I'll be back on TikTok live. Okay, greetings to each and every one of you on the live thus far. We have my brother OG, we have my sister Kiki 0305. What the deal is? What the deal is. Let me make sure I'm live on Facebook and I got audio. Give me a second. All right, cool. So we good. We good on Facebook. I'm gonna get right into this, right? People who missed the live, they'll catch the recording, and I guess when you catch the recording, you'll be catching it live. All right. So with that being said, the message I'm gonna be dropping in this video. Greetings, my sister Mahogany. Coach gang, what the deal is, what the deal is. Well, go on. The message in this call is pretty much, to the so-called brothers and sisters, that call themselves black. I kind of have to, readjust that because it was supposed to be message to our so-called black brothers and sisters. All right. And that's what this is all about. I know before I share any information, let me take this time and thank our ancestors, and they are amazing. I just got to let you know that they are amazing, and they always talk to me, and I really appreciate love that, but I give them thanks, I give them honor, I give them the glory, and we are living in such a beautiful time. And yes, some of it may be a little bit chaotic, but it's okay because we're stepping into the golden age, and we're just preparing ourselves for that. All right. And I got to tell you, nobody will be able to go into the golden age, being black. All right. And I'm going to explain to you guys exactly what I mean by that. Raz, hashtag 76, what the deal, brother T Hawk. All right. As a matter of fact, let me just correct that. Chief T Hawk, and we got Chieftainess Empress Everlasting Water. All right. No accidents. Salutations to all. No doubt, Coach Gang. All right. So let me explain something to y'all. And I don't want you guys to take this personally, right? But nobody black is gonna go into, the golden age. All right. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. Everything is amazing, brother Pharaoh. Everything is beautiful. Can't complain. The ancestors are good. They're great. You know what I mean? But brothers and sisters, let me explain to you what I mean by this. Okay. I know we have been taught to be so emotional about being black, and it's no coincidence. All right. And I have to particularly speak to my brothers and sisters, that's within the territories of the United States. All right. A lot of times, you think that black and African American, you own it. You don't own it. To your surprise, without you even knowing, the federal government classify everybody in the Caribbean, pretty much everybody all over the Americas, in their database, in the federal database. All right. Bureau of Management. All right. They consider them black and African American. All right. So please don't hold on to that like it's yours. All right. It's not a special term. You feel me? You think it's yours because the government is not telling you the truth. We are all labeled African American and black. All right. So that's what I want to start with. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because they gave us such, propaganda that we have to call ourselves black. They gave us such a pride in taking the whole idea of being a color. They didn't put James Brown on the scene by coincidence. It happened for a reason. Now, mind you, all of this was supposed to happen. All right. Like I told y'all before, all of it was supposed to happen. Right. But it's now to let it go. We have to let it go. It's time to let go of the curse. It is a curse. And we have to realize that. Okay? We have to realize that. So I'm going to show you a couple of things I'm going to share with you because people are so emotional. All right, one love. Peace, fam. Divine Love 41. A lot of people are in their emotions and people are playing politics because politics have played a role where people get so emotional and they got people so literally so attached to the left wing or the right wing, and they really think these people are there to make your life better. No, they were not. The only reason why things have to get better now is because it's supposed to get better now. Okay, but prior to the dark ages, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it was, the dark ages. Prior to us stepping into the golden age, the dark ages, things were supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen happened. We were supposed to go through what we were supposed to go through. We were supposed to go through the phase of being black. We were supposed to go through the phase of taking the curse of the pale man. That's what we took, the curse of the pale man. And now Trump is in office. I already broke down what Trump means. So I'm not going to go over the whole spiel again. But Trump represents the Jubilee. And for the purpose of this video, I will show you what Jubilee means again, the etymology of the word. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and highlight some things that's actually in the news right now. Greetings, Sister Rising 234. Let me go ahead and present my screen because I have to make this really clear for you guys. All right, let's go. All righty. So this article is from Metro Zone, and we're just going to go over the main points. We're not going to read the entire document. Okay, well, not a document, but anyway, you know what I mean. Trump education order contradicts itself, banning indoctrination while promoting patriotic admiration for America. Now, just in that first agenda right there, banning indoctrination, that's a good thing because people are indoctrinated, and the man wants to ban that, take it out of the educational system. How can we see that as a bad thing? How can we see that as a bad thing? It's too much propaganda, too much indoctrination, too much of the false information. Okay, do you know if this does happen, then the truth will come out as to who we truly are? You see, a lot of people aren't ready for the truth, especially people who call themselves black. And I'm talking about literally within the entire Americas, not just in the US, because that term black or African American is not just synonymous to the United States. We are all labeled as that within the entire Americas. And please do not believe anything I say. Go look at the index codes. You'll see it there for yourself. Jamaicans, Haitians, the entire West Indies, everybody is called African American and black in the federal government. You feel me? So it's not a special term. But he wants to ban the indoctrination. And to me, that's a good thing. Before I proceed, let me just make my disclaimer. I don't deal with the left. I don't deal with the right. I'm the middle of the coin. That's where I'm at, minding my own business. But I'm paying attention to what's going on. The whole part about promoting patriotic system, that's not our system. Our system is a matriarchal system. So therefore, they could do them, and we got to do us. That's why we got to mind our business. We got to refocus. We got to literally see what's going on and keep our mouths shut and just organize. Just organize. And everything that we do, we don't have to put it out there on the internet. All right. In other words, you don't have to talk about your plans before they manifest, because there are people out there that don't want to see us get where we have to go. Not where we want to go, but where we have to go, because it's going to happen whether you like it or not. All right. Next, the order targets critical race theory and gender ideology, potentially limiting honest discussions in school, and that's needed. We cannot just give our young children one idea. Well, this is what it is, and that's no. We have to be honest with them. So I'm cool with that. All right. Next, Trump's 1776 project aims to counter the 1619 project. What is the 1619 project? You may ask. We're going to take a look at that in a few. Okay. Emphasizing America's virtues over its history of racism. Okay. The order threatens to investigate and punish anti-Semitism on college campuses, raising concerns about free speech. The author argues for presenting diverse viewpoints and encouraging critical thinking instead of imposing beliefs. So to me, all those things are cool. Now let us go look at because he aims to counter the 1619 project. Let's go look and see exactly what that is. Google, what is their 1619 project? Let's see what that is. 1619 project. The 1619 project is a long form journalistic revisionist historical work that takes critical view of traditionally revered figures and events. All right, so we're talking about people like Martin Luther King, and they didn't mention Malcolm X, but they always leave our brother Malcolm, right? But just basically notable figures. All right, so basically within journalism, from a journalistic perspective, they want to make sure that the stories are told a little more accurately. So how is that something bad? I don't think that's something bad, but that's just my opinion, though. I can't tell you how to feel. I'm just here to give you the information for what it is. I'm not a supporter of the left. I'm not a supporter of the right. I'm a strong advocate and supporter of us restoring our birthright. That's all I'm focused on. That's it. Nothing else. That's it. Nothing less. It could be more, but nothing less. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Because everybody's even Trump want to get rid of Black History Month. Why not? I mean, they're not saying that he is, but it's being suggested, and I'm cool with that. Defense agency bans Black History Month and other special observances. Right? Defense Intelligence Agency bans special observances, including Black History Month, to comply with Trump's executive order. Trump administration targets diversity programs, with Justice Department closing all DEI initiatives. Multiple agencies disband employee resource groups and cancel special observances. Juneteenth established as federal holiday in 2021 among affected observances. So even Juneteenth is going to be effective. Trump acknowledges MLK Day, pledges to make King's dream a reality. Now, that's what people are missing. And that's why I have to come show you a different perspective, because y'all just get too emotional and you're so caught up on this Black thing. Like, the man is taking away Blackness from you so he could give you back your indigenous identity, your American Indian identity. But so many people just can't see it, because they attach to being Black and African American. Like it's a token. It's not a token. It's a curse. It's a curse. Let's focus on this right here. This is the most important thing. Trump acknowledges MLK Day. Like he's trying to literally get rid of the whole joint with the 1619 joints in them. You feel me? All the propaganda. Want to get rid of that. The DEI program that so-called Black people think it's theirs and it belongs to them. No, we don't need that. The man wants to give us our birthright, people. Exactly. Brother Pharaoh, you're absolutely correct. And we don't need that month. But what's most important to me is the fact that he acknowledges MLK Day. But that's cool. That's great. That's beautiful. But here is the part that speaks volumes to me. He pledges. Do you know what a pledge is? I'm going to show you what a pledge is. He pledges to make King's dream a reality. My brothers and sisters, what is King's dream? Everybody's missing that. Everybody's missing that because they are focused on being a color in a crayon box. Oh, well, do you think if the police pull you over and they know you're Indian, they're not gonna, no, they're not gonna do what they do to black people because they know the truth. We are the only ones that's protected by the Constitution to the extreme. You feel me? We're the only ones that's protected in law. I'm talking about in law. I'm not talking about a legal system. I'm talking about in law, in treaties, in the Constitution. We're the only ones it's mentioned specifically. Indians, American Indians, especially the American Indians not taxed. But the reason why you're being taxed is because we lost our identity. So you wanted to be a part of the system. They told you, we don't want you to be a part of the system. Since the not even the 1968, 65 civil rights, we go back to 1866, we go back to 1835, the earlier ones. They always told us the Indians not taxed, it ain't got nothing to do with them. They are not subjects. Which take us back to Black's Law Dictionary. American Indian, an aboriginal of North America. But when you look at native, it says subject to, a dissident. I broke it down to y'all already. But y'all still fighting to be descendants. You're still fighting to be subjects. You're still fighting to be property. I don't get it. The man wants he pledges to make King's dream a reality. We're going to get into King's dream reality in a few seconds. But we're going to look at, real quick, we're going to look at the meaning of, look at the definition of pledge. Okay? Pledge meaning. All right? A pledge. What's a pledge? A pledge is a solemn promise. A solemn promise. Not just, well, I might do this or no, it's a solemn promise. Okay? A vow, a word, a word of honor that he's going to make dreams, MLK dream come true, a reality. Now let's talk about what that was. What did Dr. Martin Luther King say? That he was going to take us to the promised land. He may not get there with us, but he will make sure that we get to the promised land. The Negro was exiled in his own land. What part of that y'all can't see? What part of that you just can't see? But you constantly being black and your mind is clouded. And that's why black people and African Americans, they're lost. And don't take this personal because like I said before, black and African American is not exclusively to people in the US. It's not yours. It belongs to the entire Americas. And I'm going to show it to you again and prove it to you again because I showed it to you last night. But I'm going to show it to you again for the purpose of this call. So give me 1 second. Let me pull that up again. Because I know how you devils work. You're gonna make an attempt to try to twist the chief words and say, oh, well, this is what he's saying about African Americans. Well, let me go ahead and show you once more, just for the purpose of this video, because I know how you demons work. It's unfortunate I have to do all that, but let me go ahead and pull that up. Give me 1 second. So I'm going to stop sharing here for a second, and we're going to go here. I'm going to show it to you real quick. All right, because he's going to make that dream come true. Let me go ahead and pull that up. And I'm doing everything in my power so y'all could see what it is, man. Open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. Let's go. Okay, let's go into the appendix on the race code. Okay? On the race code list. and go look it up and see who actually created it. It was the federal government. Okay. It was the Federal Bureau of, I think it was the Bureau of Management or something like that. But it was a department of the federal government that created the appendix of the race code, or the race code list. We're not going to focus on the, the white aspect of things right now, right? We're going to go straight to Black or African American. And let me show you everybody that's called Black or African American, or Black and African American. So don't think it's just you in the United States, because they want you to think that, because they don't want all of us to unite. So they would rather make you think a Jamaican is just a Jamaican, or a Haitian is just a Haitian. But in the system, behind the scenes, they got everybody as Black and African American. How silly do you feel now when I'm showing it to you, literally straight from the federal government? We are all being played. We are all being played. So let's go. All right. Black checkbox. Black, African, African American, African American, Negritan, Negro, Bahamian, all the people from the Bahamas, Black or African American, Barbadian, which is the Bajans, Barbados, Black or African American. Let's go. All right. Ethiopian, Haitian, Black or African American. Oh, y'all. Y'all didn't know Haitians was African Americans too, huh? You're absolutely right, Ra Johnson. You're absolutely correct. They're just too emotional, man. Emotional over the wrong things. They all over TikTok. You have literally 1 million lives on TikTok defending wanting to be Black, because they don't want to be American Indians. Who they actually are. They think they're African. And even Africans have nationalities. You feel me? So Haitians are African Americans, and they call them Black in the federal government. You dig? Jamaicans are also considered African American and Black according to the federal government. Why don't you go fight with the federal government and say, no, Black or African is just ours. It only belongs to the United States. Go fight them and tell them that. Because you're just a bunch of fools. Because I got to call these people fools, man. I mean, no disrespect. In fact, disrespect. It is what it is. It is what it is. And Trump is going to force y'all to realize when he speaks the truth, a lot of you are going to be brokenhearted. So Trump, you're trying to tell us we wasn't Black all along? Well, that's what the chief been trying to tell y'all since 2011. That we are the original people. But he's going to tell you, but not yet. You see, everything have to happen in increments. And there's a time where everything is supposed to happen. Trump is being moved by a higher power. The cabal, they still have a little pull. The owners of the corporation, they still have a little pull. But Trump have to obey the higher order because it's the Jubilee. He have to do what he's told. That's why his name had to be changed to Trump, opposed to Trump. That was his original name. I'm going to show it to y'all. Okay? People from Trinidad and Tobago, they're actually African American and Black. They, according to the United States, according to the federal government. Okay? West Indians, right here. Right here. West Indians. Just in case y'all miss it. West Indians, y'all think that's your biggest enemies. Guess what? They are actually Black and African American according to the federal government. So the term does not exclusively belong to you. Why are you guys so emotional and caught up in wanting to be a color in a crayon box when your grandmother told you was American Indian? I know they told you that. And that's the trick. You see what I'm saying? They want us to think we Africans. Samoans, even Samoans are considered Black or African American. And it says multiple Black or African American responses. And we could go on and on and on and on. But I just wanted to kind of show you that again because I don't want people putting false information about things I said out there. All right? Because they're just going to take a little part. Oh, this is what Chief said about Black people. This is what Chief said about African American, without playing the whole video. Because I know these demons out here, man. I know. This is who we are in a category by ourselves. You see that? American Indian right here. 300. Isn't that amazing? Did you see the movie 300? Wow. You know, I never really pay attention to that. American Indian. Boom. 300. in a class by itself. Okay. If y'all don't want to step up and accept, your birthright, then I don't know what else to tell you. All right. But boom, let's go. So let me take y'all on a little journey real quick. I'm not going to play the entire thing of that video because this one right here, it had a lot of static. Okay. But the ancestors have always told me to stand up and fight against my people being called Black and African American. Always. Okay. And that's what I've been doing. So what I'm about to do right now, I'm going to take you back to about 2019. Actually, it was about, this is showing 5 years ago, but it's actually longer than 5 years. It's actually 6 years for this video. And pay attention to what I said. It was 2020 or it was 2019 going into 2020. All right. Now it has a little bit of static, so I'm not going to play the entire thing. Just want you to hear a little bit of it. All right. So I don't really celebrate, their new year per se. So my 2020 won't start until March 21st. So like I told you, that was 2019 going into 2020. All right. So yeah. Nevertheless, I know our people are going to continuously celebrate these pagan holidays and these dead month celebrations. And what I'm talking about so-called Black History Month. All right. Now, for me, as far as I'm concerned, we as the Aborigines of this land, we need to start, protesting against the idea of our people calling themselves or ourselves Black. And now we cannot force anybody to do anything, but for those of us who don't identify as being Black, we need to make a stand and take a stand. So that's why I tell people I have receipts. I'm not one that's jumping on the bandwagon of everything that's popular or everything that's of hot topics. No. Even before it was a cold topic, I was the one who was talking about it. When nobody was talking about we American Indians, I was the one talking about it. When nobody was talking about, oh, we need to stop calling ourselves Black, I was the one talking about it. Me. You feel me? The point I'm making is this. Like I keep telling y'all, I've always been ahead of my time. And I keep talking to our ancestors and I'm saying something got to give, where something, you have to put something in place to get rid of that, because our people have to learn the hard way. And that's why the trumpet came. Okay? Now, that was just a little bit of that video. Like I said, I'm not going to play the entire thing because it has some static in there. Okay? I even went to the point where I was like, you know what? We are going to make this thing even. We are going to create White History Month. And guess when I did that video? Just to let y'all see, I've been consistent. I don't jump on bandwagons. No, I'm very innovative, and I see things before they happen. And I talk about them before they happen. That one was done. Also, it says 5 years ago, but it was a little before 5 years ago. That was around the same time, 2019. What is the topic? What does it say? I am declaring the month of January as White History Month. Here's my reasoning.
I designate the month of January as White History Month. Once again, I declare the month of January White History Month. I think it's time we start telling white history, because you see, the majority of people don't know that so-called white people that are here in our land today, they are all descendants of slaves. Okay? They're all descendants of slaves. And the majority of them, a lot of them, are descendants of criminals, vagabonds, rapists, okay, that was dumped into our land. And that's a fact. All right?
I want anybody to prove me wrong on this. Anybody prove me wrong. You can't. That's a fact. You see, the truth is going to come out. I guarantee. I keep telling y'all this. And every time I tell you the truth is going to come out, it comes out. And this is nothing. This is not me personally. Y'all know I don't play the color game. I don't play the color game. All right. I have friends and associates from literally almost every ethnicity. But The truth have to be told. And it's the only way our land, the Americas, is going to be great again when the truth is told. Because our story is not being told, and the story of pale-skinned people on our land is not being told either. You feel me? But don't worry about it. Trump is going to tell the truth. It's going to come out. And I've been telling y'all from so long, all right, that the people who ran Europe all through the 11, 12, 1300s, 1400s, 1500s, the one who came here in 1492, they were people of color. All right? And I give you an example. Like, take, for instance, Obama, a so-called black man, the president of the United States, but he was the president of all these different ethnicities. It was the same thing in the British Empire. The crown were people of color. Not just the crown, but the cabinet were people of color. They only had 1 or 2 pale-skinned people in positions. I got facts. I wrote it in my book, and I got eyewitnesses and researchable information. You could go prove it. So when Europe came from, or literally was trying to get itself out of the Black Plague, those people was in Great Britain, not just in London, in the British Empire. They were eating each other. That's facts. But they will not tell you the truth because they want us to think we are the savages. But it was our home. It was our land that rescued them. It was our land that saved them. It was our land that resurrected Europe. We were walking on Irish potatoes, and that's what they literally ate every single day to give them back life. Is anybody going to tell the truth so we could get the thanks we deserve? No, they'll only tell you, oh, well, black people built the United States because they want us to think we were slaves building the United States. No. We didn't build the United States. We gave you the United States. There's a difference, because when you say build, you insinuating that it was built on our backs. They always talk, oh, it was built on the backs of black people because no. You see, people don't read between the lines. We gave them the Constitution. Those black devils that came from Europe, we gave them the Constitution to create the 13 colonies. That became the Republic. And from the Republic had to become dominant so that the pale-skinned people could get a chance to rule. Because in life, I keep telling you, life is fair. Life is fair, and everybody get a chance to rule. Everybody get to be a master. Everybody get to be a slave. That's why you got to be humble. Everybody gets a turn. So it was their turn to rule. So a lot of our ancestors had to sell out because they know the truth that I'm telling you right now. It was a higher science, and people just can't see it because they don't know. They don't know. So therefore, the first European noble, when we're talking about the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th, and the 16th, and 17th, 18th, 19th century, was Queen Victoria in 1901. And they passed it on from the handovers. Hence, the handovers handed over the power because it was their time to rule. So that's why I don't hate anybody, because I know the truth. You see, when you know the truth and you're a God, and you know you are a God, you cannot hate people because things happen exactly the way it was supposed to. So you're always focused. You're always in your Christ consciousness. You're always in your God mode. You're always in your Godhood. Because you see things the way it was supposed to manifest. So you don't get your emotions to get you to hate people or dislike people or love people more, hate people more. No, my thing is I just want our birthright restored so we can bring back order. That's it. Because after they enslaved us in our own land, and Queen Isabella, okay, and King Ferdinand, they was like, nah, we can't do this to the Indians, man. We gotta let them be. So it was banned to not enslave, but to have American Indians as servants. So it was banned. Apart from taking all our people into Europe to help build. You see, people, they're not telling you all these things. They're not telling you that. They are not telling you that. But it's the truth will come out. The truth will come out. And then when Isabella and Ferdinand, they was like, okay, now we can't do this to the Indians. What did they do? The next thing was the black kings and the black queens and all of them. They said, we're gonna have to clean up Europe. We have to clean Europe. The same thing Trump is doing is the same thing that was done to them. But you see, y'all don't know that part of the story. You don't know that part of the story. Okay? You don't know the part of the story. So they took all their criminals and vagabonds all over Europe and they dumped them into the Americas. Okay, we have an opportunity for you guys. It's a land of milk and honey. They had a plan, a manifesto. Even Benjamin Franklin had his letters. This is what we got to do. Okay, so they in the Americas, they marrying young. You see, let me tell y'all something. Y'all think that it was something strange to marry 13-year-old women? No. And I'm going to do a video specifically on that. That was part of our culture because anytime that's not pedophilia or whatever you call it, families consented that. You feel me? The moment a girl was able to have her period, she was ready to have children. But y'all don't know that part of your culture because nobody taught you. Now you may think it's immoral, you may think it's sick, but it was part of the culture. It wasn't sick because the covenant was be fruitful and multiply. And as soon as a young lady was ready to be fruitful, then the man was ready to multiply. Even in Europe, they had that same culture. It wasn't just in Europe, it was in the Americas too. Pocahontas got married at the age of 13 to an indigenous man. Okay? Until they had to get rid of him so she could marry John Rolfe so that he could get the birthright of Virginia to become the king of Virginia because we had a matrilineal system. She was 13. All the tribes all over the Americas, young girls was being prepared from the age of 4 to have children by their first periods. Now, I know some of you may not like what I'm saying, but it is what it is. That's what our ancestors did. Now, if you want to call them pedophilias, it's up to you. I mentioned that in my book, but I was a little bit subtle. I'm giving it to you hard right now. You feel me? Because anytime a woman is able to menstruate, that means she's ready for children. As a matter of fact, right here in the Americas, okay, go do your research. The youngest woman who ever got pregnant, she was, I think, at the age of 5 because she had seen her period at the age of 5. So y'all don't know nothing about these things because nobody's teaching it to you. Now, I'm not saying that in me personally, maybe it's a moralistic thing. That's a little extreme. But to me, though, that's just to me. You see what I'm saying? But the point I'm making is the moment women were able to see their periods, families, the village was coming together and start setting them up to have children because we know that was the covenant to be fruitful and multiply. And that's what we did. That's why back in the days, you would see a woman have 10, 15 children. Queen Charlotte had about 15. She started at a young age. That's what we manifested here to do. You feel me? But let me get back to them. When I say them, the so-called black people of Europe coming here and they dumped not just the pale-skinned people. They dumped the so-called black Britons. They dumped the so-called black Irish. They dumped the so-called black Germans. They dumped the so-called black Scots. Nobody's talking about that. So let me ask you a question. They dumped all these people in the Americas, yo. So where are their children right now? Y'all ain't thinking about that one, huh? Y'all just think it's Africans. No, Africans wasn't your enemy. Okay, it was the black ones from Europe that came here. They were our enemy, and they still are today. And a lot of them know exactly where they came from, and they planted them amongst us to keep us black and keep us African American. The black caucus, that's the sitting. Let me ask you another question. Where's the black caucus right now? Didn't I do a video about them earlier? I keep telling y'all, man, don't play with me. All right, I'm always ahead of my time because I see things y'all don't see. I get the messages a lot of y'all don't get because the ancestors come and talk to me. I'm not saying I'm the only one they talk to, but I'm telling you, everything I've been telling y'all, it's been happening. Did I tell you that the Black Caucus was going to go silent? Why? Because it's time to get out of the black. That screen right there, you see right there, that screen is black. It's time to get out of the black. That's why the Black Caucus had to go silent. Other than that, whether it was Democrats or Republican, you would see them behind the pulpit. Oh, well, we support this and that and that. Why they ain't doing that now? Because they know the truth. They know the truth. And I showed you the etymology of the word caucus. It is all a game. Caucus is an Algonquin word that means chief or elder. So tell me that they don't know something. But this video, like I said, was in 2019. Listen.
A lot of people, well, I'm not going to say a lot of people don't read, which is true, but you have to go beyond the scopes of what you're being taught in school. You have to know who set up the system. Why is the system set up the way it is? And I'm not doing this video so that there would be any type of hatred or animosity towards so-called white people. And I'm saying so-called white because no one is white and no one is black. Okay, I'm doing this video so that the playing field could be a little more even, because too many so-called white people are looking down at our people as less, as, you know, as slaves. You know what I mean? The narrative have to be told that our people here on our land, we didn't come here as slaves. Okay, we were already here. This is our land. We have always been here. Yes, some of our people got enslaved, and not all of them. As a matter of fact, very few of them were enslaved. And the truth of the matter is, up to the early 1800s, and I'm talking about way up in the early 1800s, okay? In the early 1800s, there were as many so-called white slaves as so-called black slaves. The only difference is they call these so-called black people slaves, and they call these so-called white people indentured servants. But that was just a, how would I put it? I'm going to use that word nice, all right? It was just a nice word, a nice way of saying white slaves. You know what I'm saying? Make it sound all, you know, all beautiful, and it wasn't so, you know, so bad as they made it seem the black slaves had it. But the truth of the matter is, on both fronts, whether you may call them white slaves or white indentured servants, they went through the same hardships, all right, or even worse as the so-called black slaves. So you have to put this in perspective and know why that took place. It took place because the whole purpose of the whole slavery thing was, yes, for commerce, but the indentured so-called white servants or white slaves had to come in to conquer and usurp the land. Okay, that was the main purpose. Because even when they dumped the criminals and the vagabonds and the bums, all right, and their homeless people and their poor people here, they still made them a little more superior. That's why they didn't want to call them slaves. They called them indentured servants. They made them more superior than the so-called black slaves, because they were using them as part of their militia, part of their army, okay, to fight the indigenous people, the so-called American Indians, all right, our ancestors. You dig? So history is not being taught in its proper context, all right? It's not being taught in its proper context at all. So I'm instituting January as White History Month, and we have to put that, I want to make that a law, okay?
You see how far ahead I was of my time? And I said it, and I was trying to push a campaign, but once again, I tell people I can't make change alone. It's how I've always been saying this. Go look at all my videos, over 1,000 of them, and you would see I've always said I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted the truth to come out. But I was just ahead of my time. But it's all going to come out because I am still on time. And I'm going to be ahead of my time again by telling you the truth is going to come out, and they're going to tell you exactly that the slave trade from Africa did not happen. The truth is going to come out, and that the so-called black people that came here, they came from Europe. They want you to think it's African so you could hate Africans. You know what I mean? Or fight with Africans. It wasn't Africans that came here. That's why these Africans, go talk to Africans. They'll tell you they never heard of no slave stories. They were never taught that in school. They weren't taught that in school. But I guarantee you, if you go to Europe and the original people in Europe, which was people of color, they will tell you about the people that was taken out of Europe and taken into a strange land. I'm not even going to go where you think I'm going to go because I was tempted to, but I'm going to leave it alone. That's going to be another video because that's just going to ruffle too many feathers because people don't even know who Israel is and who Esau is. Not Israel. People don't even know who Jacob is and who Esau is. That's a whole nother video. I'll get into that another time because that's going to be a little too heavy for some of y'all. So I'm going to leave that alone. So let's just stay focused on this. Let's continue.
That has to be taught in schools. But we, the people, all right, we have to start pushing that. Okay. So we have to start setting up curriculums. You have to get books, read. All right. And from January 1st, we start promoting it in December. From January 1st, nothing but White History Month on all our platforms. Let people know that there is more to the story than what's being told. All right. And the reason why there's not a White History Month is because they don't want people to know that white people were slaves. And I'm saying so-called white people. All right. We have to make the playing field even at some point. People cannot just continue to look down on us as we are the worst of everything. When the truth of the matter is we are the best. Okay, because this land is ours. And if it wasn't for us and our land, they wouldn't have had the life that they had. So-called white people and so-called Africans, all right, the best life they have ever had is right here in the Americas. Period. So these people need to stop looking down on us. They should learn to appreciate us. They should learn to uplift us. They should learn to respect us. They owe us that. Okay? But we, as the American Aborigines, we have to start telling their truth. All right? That's what we need to start doing. Start telling their truth. All right? So I just wanted to share this little bit of information. And like I said, I bought a lot of books. I'm going to give you guys the title of the books and you could go buy it yourself and you could read it yourself. All right. But I'm definitely going to start that as of January 1st is going to be White History Month.
And that, like I said, that was in 2019. I pushed the initiative. I even bought books to read online so I could read and everybody could come and we'll just share the videos. Nobody hit me up. So that's why I tell people, man, this journey right here, people think this was easy. You think it was easy? No, it wasn't. It wasn't easy. But now that the man is in place, okay, that was supposed to come in place to open up your eyes, and you're still shutting your eyes. The man is coming to give us back our inheritance. But you still want to stay in the black. I don't get it. Well, I get it. But I'm just saying, you're just too blind to see what's going on. But let us proceed. All right, so that was in 2019. Here goes another one. We're just recapping a little bit, right? Here goes another one. All right, okay. Chief, Chief T-Hawk, you know, White Cargo. I got a few of them. I'll let you know about them. All right, I got you. My sister Shelly, where you been? Them twins, you know, that's my sisters right there, boy. Y'all better stop playing and hit your brother up. All right, let's go. Let's go check this out. That's another one right here. Well, let's see. Let's see when that was. Look at this. That was 5 years ago. It's showing 5 years, but it was actually 6 years ago, 2019 again. What does it say? Dear Black people. You see how long I've been talking to my people? You see that? Look at the date. 5 years ago again. I'm not making these things up. I got receipts. I got receipts. Listen and pay attention. Dear Black people again. Here I am in 2025. Dear Black people again. I keep warning my people. All right. We as a people have to realize and recognize the detriment of calling ourselves Black. Okay. Now, you have many celebrities such as Raven Simone, all these people that say they're not Black. And you people call them coons. Think, oh, well, you're not proud to be Black. The truth of the matter is they're not Black, brothers and sisters. They're not Black. And I've showed y'all many, many times when you call yourself Black. I have done it before. So there's no sense in me getting into it anymore. But if you know, just for, this video purpose, I could probably do that. So give me a second. All right, give me a second here. Let me pull it up for you. All right. And I'm going to share my screen again. And I know I've said this before, but I'm going to show you again. All right. Because this has to sink in. Right here. Right. When you call yourself Black, this is what it means. Or this is what it represents. All right. Saliviter matus. Civil death. All right. Civil death is the loss of all or almost all civil rights by a person due to a conviction for a felony or due to an act by the government of a country that results in the loss of civil rights. So it could be two ways. You could lose all your civil rights or all of it because of a conviction for a felony or due to an act by the government of a country that results in the loss of civil rights. So you don't have to be a felony to lose your rights. It is a deliberate act by the government, you feel me, by classifying you as Black. And that was the curse. My brothers and sisters, during the civil rights, a lot of old people were still called colored. Okay? Colored. However, when we took up the Black identity, we really thought that we were making waves. We were fighting for civil rights, not realizing that being Black was actually saliviter matus, which you will see when you look at the word saliviter, it has civil in there. So when you think you were fighting for life, okay, they actually tricked you and gave you death, which is being Black. Oh my goodness. You see the trick? I'm showing you that we have always been playing checkers while the system is playing chess. You see, you feel me? It was reverse psychology. They let you fight for your detriment. They let you fight for your death. It was a self-persecution, a self-crucifixion. Follow me here now. Because that might go over some heads. All right? It might go over some heads. Let me give you another example. When I was growing up, all right, if I like a girl or one of my boys like a girl, right, we would go tell him, oh, she's not a good girl. All right, she fast. We would say the term fast. She fast. Or her brother say he's gonna beat you up. Just so I could talk to her or he could talk to her to deter me or me deter him. Another saying we had is when the fox could not get the grapes, it said the grapes were sour. It's the same thing that happened. Let me explain to you what I mean. our people was called colored. And being called colored, it was still bad too, colored of law, but colored was still identified, or it was still connected to being American Indian, because based on the with Walter Plecker, eugenics, all right, colored in the American Indians were all reclassified as colored. Some of them Negro, but the majority of them was colored. So our people still knew they were Indians because colored was tied to being Indians. You feel me? So they dangled the carrot in front of our people's faces to show them that they are missing something. Like, you're missing out. You are not considered part of this society because these people are civilians. We look out for civilians. So our people got involved, even though the civil rights was not about us in the first place. Because every time there was a civil rights, it was always Indians not involved. The Indians not taxed and not involved. So how could we be fighting for civil rights when it was never about us? The civil rights was for the so-called black devils and the pale-skinned people that came from Europe. That was the initial civil rights. And our people wanted to be a part of that society. So they played a game on them. This is what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that they can't drink from our taps. We're going to make sure that they can't go into our beauty salons. We're going to make sure they can't go into our coffee shops. And you know, Negroes, you want them to do something, tell them they can't do it, because that's our nature. That's the American Indian blood. You can't tell us we can't do ish, because we're going to prove to you we could do it. That's our nature. So they know our witness. And when I say they, I'm talking about the system, because it had nothing to do with the pale man. The pale man just took over the game. It was given to him. The pale man didn't enslave us. Y'all really think pale people enslaved us? The same way y'all think pale people went to Africa and took people and enslaved them? No. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Period. The pale man was given the game because it was his time to rule. It's really that simple. A lot of you may not get it. Go read my book, Genesis History Evaluation. I broke it down for a baby. But the point I'm making is this, all right? When all of this took place, when it was time for the ultimate rule of the pale man, the republic, the 13 colonies had to fall back. Those black devils, they had to fall back and allow the pale man to rule. So they were not teaching any of the true history, any of the true laws. They were still going along with the color of law. They were still going with the legal system. And as soon as they knew it was time for the pale man rule to be up, they all stepped up all of a sudden. We start hearing about laws. We start hearing about this and that and etymology of words. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all got to read between the lines, man. I'm showing y'all the chronology of how this thing happened. So when our people realize, hold up, there's a whole nother society on our land. We know we're the Indians, but hold up, you're trying to tell us the Indians can have a part of this? So now we want to be a part of we want to go to the party. You know how we do. We like going to parties. We want to be inclusive. We want to be part of the festivities. So the system was like, oh, all right. So you want to be a part of the festivities, huh? All right, cool. We know that in law and treaties, we can't get you involved. So we got to find a way to trick you. So we came up with a plan. You cannot come to this bar. You can't come to this restaurant. You can't come to this barbershop. You cannot drink from this. You have to stay at the back of the bus. That was the trick. If only we had just mind our own business and don't worry about being at the back of the bus. Don't worry about going to all these different things. Because we were still Indians, not taxed, under the guise of being colored. So we took up the civil rights movement. And because the land always react to the original people that it's on, the civil rights movement just went into a whole new direction, making it think it was about us. But we were not the ones who benefit from it. And I'll tell you why. Because at that time, the whole identity of being white was not applied to Caucasian people. It was the so-called black Europeans that were called white. You feel me? And then the pale-skinned people were called black, not because of their complexion, because of their nature. Because all over Europe, they were blamed for the Black Plague because of their nature. I'm giving y'all facts. Facts over feelings. So once we took up the black identity, what we did? We took up the curse of the pale man. And that was the rise of the pale man. It was supposed to happen. I'm not mad at my ancestors. I'm not mad at James Brown. I'm not mad at Martin Luther King. I'm not mad at Jesse Jackson. No, they did what they were supposed to. It was supposed to happen. They were just a tool that was used to make that prophecy happen. You see, when you are a God and you know the truth, you see things for what they are. And you don't get emotional. You don't get all carried away. And you don't do none of that. Now that it's our time, that's what we need to focus on. And that's the truth. So I call my ancestors and say, we have to cancel History Month. I mean, Black History Month. And that was since in 2019, but it wasn't time yet. Ancestors said, Chief, you're way ahead of your time. So check this out. But boom, here we go again. Hold on for a second. Then as soon as I got on TikTok a few months ago, even before Trump did all of that, I'm back at it again because the ancestors said, Chief, it's time. It's time. So put it out there. And I put it as a new challenge. See, people don't understand, man. Y'all don't know who I am, man. Y'all just don't know. I keep telling y'all, man, y'all going to find out who this chief is, though. The ancestors going to make y'all know. Watch. Just watch. Y'all don't know, but pay attention. Look at this. For the cancellation of new challenge, first video of the new challenge. Let me pause it right quick and bring that back. And we're going to play it. And that was a few months ago. I put that on, or maybe a month and a half, right? Even before I knew Trump was going to do what he was going to do. The ancestors came to me and told me, hey, Chief, it's time. And I did that. Look. New challenge, first video of the new challenge, calling for the cancellation of Black History Month. Black means dead in law. Saliviter matus. We are not black. We are not black. We are not dead. We are living. We are not dead. Black means dead in law. Saliviter matus. We are the original indigenous peoples of the Americas. Even if you think you're African, then you are indigenous African. That's why they get to treat you the way they treat you, like you are dead, because that's what black means, dead in law. So this is a challenge, the first video ever for the cancellation of Black History Month. We are not black. Black means dead in law. Saliviter matus, dead in law. You don't exist. New. All right. So I'm just letting y'all know, man, I've always been on point and I'll continue to be on point. So with that being said, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to conclude with this. All right. I showed it to you before, but I'm going to show it to you again. And I'm going to explain to you exactly what was going on. Before we go into this, let us go here. Let me come here real quick and we're going to look this up. All right. Give me 1 second, please. Give me 1 second. Let me show it to y'all. Because people think I don't know what I'm talking about, man. I keep showing y'all. All right. Hold on for 1 second. And that's why I tell everybody, let's do the challenge, do the videos and cancel it. Work with me. Since 2019, I've been asking y'all to work with me, man. Since about this whole black thing. I've been asking y'all, let's do this. Here I am again. 2025, let's do it. And I did the first challenge. I don't see nobody else did it. You know? And that's why I tell people, man, I can't do this alone, bro. I can't. But I'm gonna keep pushing though. Listen to this. Let's read. Just so I'm showing you guys, I know what I'm talking about. I don't just make things up. Pay attention. Okay? Let us go back out here. Here we go. After After discovering Donald Trump's ancestral name, Drumpf, okay? Drumpf, John Oliver, okay? That's his real name right there. His name wasn't Trump, all right? His name wasn't Trump. One of these days, Donald is going to tell you, and maybe I will sit with him and talk. Maybe I'll stand and look at him in his face, and then he'll shake my hand. You feel me? Because I think I saw it before. But only time will tell. But that was his name, Drumpf. It had nothing to do with Trump. Let me tell you why it was changed to Trump. Let me explain that to y'all, because I already did before, but we're gonna go over this again. But I just wanted to show you first. I just wanted to show you first what was his name at birth, okay, and why it had to be changed. The same way Jacob's name had to be changed to Israel, Drumpf name had to change to Trump, and this is the reason why. Man, I'm telling y'all, man. Boy. Woo. This is why, my brothers and sisters. This is why. This is why. Let the screen populate, please. Okay. This is why Donald Trump's name had to be changed. One of these days, he'll probably tell you the reason why. One of these days, he'll tell you why and how. Maybe he got a dream. Maybe he got a vision from the ancestors. I don't know. They spoke to him and told him it was time, and he had to change his name because that's what it represents. The Jubilee. Let us read. 14th century in the Old Testament. The Jubilee anniversary, rejoicing, right? The Jubilee year, originally an adjective of the Jubilee. From Ibelos, from Hebrew, Yohel, Jubilee, formerly a trumpet, ram's horn, literally ram. The original Jubilee was a year of emancipation of slaves and restoration of lands to be celebrated every 50 years. It was proclaimed by the sounding of a horn on the Day of Atonement. Didn't I tell you that in 2015, in 2017? It was the beginning of the Jubilee. It was the year of atonement, the Day of Atonement. When he came into office was the first day. I came on camera. I told my people, it's the Jubilee. Let's get together. Let's make some moves. Now, y'all turn around. Y'all wanted to hit on the chief. Begging my people to join me. Because I know what to do. Ancestors already gave me the blueprint. The ark is already built. They gave me specific instructions. You see how Noah got those specific instructions with the gopher wood, and gopher wood is only found in the Americas? Y'all gonna learn. Like I keep telling y'all, too late, too late. It is gonna be your cry. You think some of you are not gonna get caught up when the flood comes? Not a literal flood, but I know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't want to give up being black or African American, huh? You don't want your birthright, huh? All right, wait and see. Wait and see. But let's read that little part here again. Okay? The original Jubilee was a year of what? Emancipation of slaves and restoration of the lands. Most importantly, the lands. We are supposed to be getting our land back. All the land that's in trust. Y'all think that belong to these Native Americans from Siberia and the Eurasians and the Mongolians. No, it is ours. It was just a placeholder. You feel me? Every 50 years, it was proclaimed by the sounding of the horn. That's why Trump was wild with the mouth on the Day of Atonement. People was like, oh, but he's kind of this, but it's his mouth. No. He had to sound. He had to speak. His throat chakra was opened. The ancestors opened his throat chakra so he could speak. All right. Think I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me see something. I showed it to you guys before, but I'm going to show it to you again. Look at this right here. Okay? Every 50 years is the Jubilee, right? Trump got in office the first time in what, 2016, 2017? We're just going to say 2017 for the hell of it, right? 2017. So 2017 minus 50 equals 1965, 1968. What was happening then? What was happening then? What was happening then? The civil rights. What happened during the civil rights? Let me take you out to that real quick. When did James Brown sing "Be Black and Proud"? In what year? August of 1968. You see, I'm connecting the dots for y'all. Y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about? And I keep talking about my ancestors, and y'all might be saying, oh, well, he probably think he the only one talking to one. Nah, I don't know who y'all talking to, but they come and show me everything I teach y'all. And I show you things that you don't see nowhere on the internet sometimes. Because I guarantee you, nobody has ever shown you this the way I'm showing it to you from since then. You feel me? So 50 years later, it was the Jubilee. After we accepted the whole thing from James Brown, took up the curse of the pale man and became dead, civilly dead, Salivite Matus, Trump had to come and free us and give us back our land as the original people. But now we didn't want that. So we had to bring the abomination. That's what we had to bring, another abomination to take us back. And then when it was time for Trump to come back again, they wanted to put Cam Heller to take us to hell. But now the ancestors say, nah, not this time. We ain't doing that. Because my people missed it the first time. Hope they catch it this time. My brothers and sisters, the man is doing what he's supposed to do. The ancestors are using him whether he like it or not. He's just a vessel. He's just a tool being used. He has no choice. He has no choice but restore the original people. And we know. That's it. That's it. I'm done. All right. So let me just give everybody that's on a shout out, man. Thank you for being here. I appreciate love y'all. Let me go back from the top. All right, let's get it. OG, my brother, what's going on? All right. Who else do we have? We have Kiki 30305. Now, do me a favor, man. If I butcher your name, forgive me, please. All right. I love y'all for real. So don't, my sister Mahogany, Coach Gang, what the deal is. All right. Empress Everlasting Water. Who else do we have? Raz. What's that? 76. T-Hawk was good. Who else do we have? Brother Pharaoh. Who else do we have? Sister IV. Who else do we have? Divine Love 41, Rising 234. Who else do we have? Chief Dot, my Harlem brother. What's going on? We got to link up. Who else do we have? Who else do we have? We got Ra Johnson. Welcome to the build. Thank you, man. Who else do we have? We have, okay, I already said that. Zazie Wagwan, big up yourself, Empress Zazie, there upon the move. We got Stacy. All right. Who else do we have? My sister Diane Coy, what the deal is, what's going on? My sister Shelly, y'all got to hit me up, them twins, what's going on? All right, Supreme Health and Wealth. Let's get it. Who else do we have? I think we got everybody, man. I think we do. We got everybody. Yep. My brother D Walker in the building. All right. Who else do we have on Facebook? Let me see. I want to give Facebook a shout out as well. All right. Okay. I called those names already. My sister Mediha, Genevieve, what's going on? Who else do we have here on Facebook? Facebook. My sister Amy Crowell, how you doing? What's going on? And my sister Lissa, my sister Kendra, my brother Corey, all right, and Enrique, all right, Champion, what's going on? So, my brothers and sisters, man, it's time for the rise of the American gods and goddesses. You feel me? So, I'm not telling you, just put down your guard. That's not what I'm saying. I don't trust the left. I don't trust the right. And I equate us. I equate our situation to a coin. You have the head, you have the tail. All right. You have the head and you have the tail. The tail is always the lower self, which is the Democrats, and the head is Trump. But that there's voices in the head as well. But the head can be manipulated, and that's what's being done. It's being manipulated by our ancestors to give what? When you look at a coin, there's a head, a tail, but there's a side. And when a coin stands up, the side is up. It's minding its own business. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And not fall on the head or fall on the tail, but keep that coin balanced. And that's where we're supposed to be, just in the middle. We have to revisit history. The same thing happened back then. We were caught in the middle, but some of us choose the head or the tail. Let us learn from our mistakes from the past. Well, it wasn't a mistake. Let's call it experience, because nothing was a mistake. It had to happen the way it was supposed to. You feel me? Because we didn't want to fight anybody's war. It had nothing to do with the American Indians. Even when they had the armies, we were not allowed to go into the army because we were Indians not taxed. There's no way we could have done anything. We couldn't get involved. The only way we could have gotten involved is when we gave up our American Indian identity to either become Black, African American, colored, or even white. And I'm not talking about in complexion. White has always been a status. You dig? So now it's time to restore the birthright. The ancestors had to put the same people, okay? Because check this out. In Europe, when the so-called Black queens, the handovers, kings and queens, they handed it over to Queen Victoria, okay? And she carried the baton to Meghan and all of them, Prince Charles and the new Charleses that's there. The Charleses before them were people of color. King Charles, his son, Fitzroy Charles, all of them, they were people of color, to the point where they even call them Black. You feel me? So with that being said, they had to hand it over to the pale-skinned people for them to rule. That's why I don't hate pale-skinned people, because I know the truth. I don't hate anybody because I know the truth. I don't even hate the natives because I know the truth. That's why I don't get caught up in my emotions. When you are a God, you see things from a God perspective. So it was handed over to the pale man. The pale man did not fight for anything because they experienced too much in Europe. So it was their time to elevate. Life is fair. When they came into the land of milk and honey, that was when they were supposed to thrive. And therefore we had to fall back and allow them to take the throne. So when they ruled and their time, and I'm telling you, it's more than 500 years, because they had to switch everything up to extend their time from the Gregorian calendar. So they actually stole some time because our people wasn't ready yet. They were not ready yet. Most of them still aren't ready yet. However, by the time Trump get to hand it back over, the majority of our people will be ready to bring back balance. I just gave you all the whole spiel. So no matter what you do with all your emotions, it's not going to change a damn thing. You could cry about being Black all you want. You could cry about being African all you want. You could cry about, oh, well, Trump don't like us. No, he don't like Black people because they were the first ones called Black. Okay? Which remind me, I got to show it to you real quick. All right? You know me, every time I say this is the last one, I'm always giving you one more, right? But it's okay though. It's all right, because that's what I love to do. I love to teach. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me pull that up for you and show you. that black and white is the same thing. They're just statuses. Let us go. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. And then after that, I'm gonna let y'all go to rest. Because I'm gonna get some rest myself. All right, here we go. Etymology of the word black. Black as an adjective. Absolute darkness. All right. Absorbing all light, but it's not all light. It's light that's actually on the visible spectrum. Okay. We're gonna scroll down. Black, black, black to burn, Blake to burn, gleam, coming all the way down, shine. Black was swat, like I told y'all before. So black came from the word swat, and we're gonna look at what swat means. Let's go. SWAT. So just to kind of like prove to you and emphasize that I'm telling you the truth, because it had nothing to do with color. It was about character. It was about nature. So it came from the word SWAT, and the word SWAT came from the word sordid. We'll get into that. Okay. So SWAT or sweat, black, being of dark hue in reference to night clouds. But what does it say? Figuratively wicked, infamous. That's what it means in terms of nature. Okay. Where did that word come from? It came from sordid, a Germanic root. Germanic root. So when we're talking about the Germanic stock, in terms of the people that literally were the lowest caste in society in the British Empire, they were talking about pale-skinned people. That's why there's no such thing as White History Month, because you will learn that truth. So when it was their time to rule, it was their time to rule. It was their time. Okay? So here we go. Sordid, of a bodily sore, filthy, dirty, foul, mean. When you call yourself black, that's what you're calling yourself. So when we go back all the way to black, the etymology of black, let's go ahead and put the nail in the coffin. Scroll on right here. What does it say? The same root produced Middle English Blake, which is what? What does it say here? Right in your face, big and bold. And that's where I'm going to conclude this call, or this lesson, whatever you want to call it. Big and bold. Black, etymology of black is pale. The pale-skinned people were the black people. It was a curse, and we had to take it off of them. We, the gods, had to take it off of them because the black Europeans were doing them dirty. And that's why a lot of pale-skinned people, because they don't know their history, they have such animosity and hate for people of color because of what they've been through. You see, so when y'all don't know the truth, man, and that's why I know a lot of people are not, you know, they've not gotten where they need to go. You feel me? And that's the problem. So they're still walking around with Haiti, and all over the internet is whitey this and whitey that. The pale man just took up the game. It was given to him. You feel me? It wasn't the pale man that enslaved us in those fields. Nah. There were people behind them, and they were colored people. Harriet Tubman was one of them. She's a cousin of King James the Stewart. You feel me? So know your history, man. Get your hearts right and prepare yourself for the golden age. Because if your heart is poisoned, you're not gonna be here to see it. You're not gonna enjoy it. Because no matter what happens, it's something internal. You will never be at peace internally. You will never have bliss internally. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's not going to happen. Well, here's the thing, Ja, at this point, I'm beyond making sense, brother or sister, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? I no disrespect, because I the name Ja, sometimes it could be male or female. So if you could correct me on that, I'll approach you as whoever you are, right? But I'm gonna say Ja. You know, I don't want to make sense. I want to make dollars. You feel me? And the reason why I want it to make dollars is because our people love money. So I want it to make dollars and not sense, because sense is not common. You feel me? But I get what you're saying. You feel me? But I'm just giving y'all the truth. A lot of people don't know the chronology and the sequence of what happened and why it happened. But it was given to me. I saw everything that happened in 1492. I saw who came here. Why you think I could speak of it so, passionately and with such conviction? Because it was shown to me. And one day, the truth will be told. It will be. And that's why the trumpet is here, to make sure that there's transparency. He's being used from a higher power. He don't have a choice. He's following the code. He's following instructions of what was supposed to be. Don't be surprised if he's the last president of the corporation, because it's time for the original people to step up. What's going to happen to the pale skinned people? It's not that a lot of them are going to go back to Europe. I'm giving you prophecy right now. A lot of them are going to go back to Europe because they are going to be afraid and fearful. Some of them may even pick up arms, but that's not going to prevail. It's not going to prevail. You feel me? It's not. So when the original people step back up, they will still have a seat at the table, but they will not be the one running things. And we have to be very mindful, okay, who we allow to step up to that level, because we don't want to get tricked again, thinking that it's one of us, because every skinfolk and kinfolk, a lot of them are actually here in camouflage. Umar Johnson is one of them, keeping us black. See why he run to Africa? He run to get a citizenship in Ghana because he know what's coming. So he run to save himself. You feel me? That's facts. They made an attempt to put Carmela in there, but nah, she ain't it. So just watch. Everything I'm telling you, just watch. All right? So all I'm asking you all to do is just stay focused. Stay vigilant. Keep talking to your ancestors. Know that our birthright is already restored. We're just stepping into it. Okay? I'm going to do a live, and I'm going to break down Jacob and Esau. And I'm going to teach you who's who and what is what. It's a lot of information that a lot of you probably ain't ready for. But I think it's time. I think some of you are. The majority may not be, but some of you are ready for that truth. Okay? Some of you are. So with that being said, enjoy the rest of your continuation, and have a good one. All right? May the ancestors continue to be with you, guide you, and protect you. I'll continue to do what I'm doing. Don't forget, the link for the website is in the description, or right there on the screen on the left side. On my left, maybe your right, depends on the perspective. Go to the website, get the book Genesis to Reevaluation. I'm breaking some things down that will make your head spin. You feel me? All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So brother Ja, thank you for your comment. And I wasn't dissing what you said. I was just saying that, man, listen, sometimes sense ain't common. You feel me? So I wanted to make dollars. I want the information to make dollars so our people could gravitate more to it. And that's what I meant. But of course, I'm just being, funny. I'm not a comedian though. So I'm just saying this. It's time to restore our birthright. You cannot run away from your roots, no matter what you do. You can't run away from your roots. You are who your ancestors were and are. So it doesn't matter how much they keep screaming Black and African American, the ancestors going to force them to see the truth. And all those who refuse their birthright, you already know what it is. It's going to be a whole nother story for them of history repeating itself, but not for us though. They're going to be in a whole different situation, a whole different world that that has nothing to do with what we're going to be dealing with. Mark my words. It's going to happen. And you're going to see more videos of, you're going to start seeing a whole lot of videos of Caucasians talking about they want to get out of here because they're not going to, because the hate and the hatred they have in their heart for our people, they won't allow themselves to be on the same continent with us. So a lot of them are going to go back to Europe. You watch, you're going to see them videos start popping up. And a lot of our people are going to burn because of the hatred they have in their heart. They're going to burn too as well. Don't think that your so-called melanin is going to save you from that. It has nothing to do with the skin. It's internal. You're literally going to, how would I put it? What's the word I'm looking for? Self-destruct. You're going to self-destruct from within. And you're just going to dissipate. You feel me? That's what's going to happen if you don't change your ways, change your heart. We can't hate people because you don't know the truth. You're going based on emotions and what you were taught. But like I said, many of you are claiming God, but you haven't gotten to that God status yet. When you do, you will know. You're not going to hate. You're not going to allow your emotions to take you to the left or the right. You're going to stay focused. You're going to stay, they have to be created. What has to be created is called equilibrium. 11:11. Lucifer, Jesus at the same time. All right? Go read the book. You guys will totally get what I'm saying. Have a good night. Thank you. Happy sunrest. Rest well. Brother Robert, welcome. You're a little late, but good to see you, man. All right. One love. I'm trying to end that live right there. End the live.